The number one problem I see in the YouTube comments is I can understand English, but I can't speak. And of course, this is a massive problem. But the good news is I've written this ebook with the solution. Solo speaking success, 5 steps to confident, fluent English, even when practicing alone. Step 0, the speaking gym. Speaking is the most important skill for communicating your ideas, but it's difficult to practice. Students tell me I have nobody to practice with. There are no native speakers where I live, and I have nobody to correct my mistakes. Even learners living in the UK, Australia, or the USA struggle to find meaningful interactions with the local native population. Back in 2014, when I started teaching English in Colombia, I saw that my students all had something missing. They didn't practice speaking. As a newly qualified teacher, I was keen to share my knowledge of grammar, set reading comprehension exercises, and teach techniques for memorizing new vocabulary. But my students just wanted someone to talk to. I was impressed by the level of English. My students have been learning English for years and were advanced in the core areas of listening, reading, and writing. These skills can be easily practiced alone. They could understand my native British speech, engage with high-level text, and even write with good accuracy. But when it came to speaking, there was nobody to practice with, no native English speakers. And I realised, you can understand English, but you can't speak. I became a speaking partner. I had hours of conversations with students in person and online with learners from all around the world, from Marlene in Ecuador to Marcin in Poland and May in Taiwan. I became a listener. I would ask questions, prompt, and occasionally offer corrections. But my students got the most benefit from our sessions when I was silent and gave them the opportunity to express themselves. I realised that speaking could be practiced alone. Solo speaking success, it's this book, guides non-native English speakers through 5 steps to practice English speaking alone. 1. Choose a topic. 2. Plan your response. 3. Press record. 4. Speak for 2 minutes. 5. Score and review. The concept is simple, but it isn't easy. The truth is, this method is uncomfortable, frustrating, and anxiety-inducing. These are the things I felt when I first recorded myself doing this exercise for a demonstration video. Even as a confident native speaker with hundreds of hours of experience in front of the camera, your first attempts will be terrible. Mine were. This is why most people won't do it. They'll never get fluent and realise the life opportunities available when you can speak English with confidence and authority. Oh, but I don't want to speak to myself. I want to speak with real people. Well, recording a 2-minute monologue isn't a natural speaking scenario. That's why it's difficult. But remember, this framework isn't the final goal. It's training. This is the speaking gym, and you need to lift heavy. I've included some bonus steps to progressively overload your speaking muscles and increase the difficulty of the exercises to challenge your abilities. That's when you can truly practice the art of conversation, public speaking, communication with fluency, confidence, and authority. By following these steps, you'll know exactly how to practice alone. Let's get to work. If you click the link in the comments and put your email in, I'll send you the full PDF version so you can read along with me. It's also got some bonus materials like speaking prompts and a self-testing form. Step 1, choose a topic. Before you can speak, you need something to talk about. You need a speaking prompt. You may have heard the term prompt referring to artificial intelligence, AI. The instructions you give an AI to elicit the intelligent answers you need for your homework assignment or report at work. Without a prompt, AI doesn't know what to say. Well, similarly, you need a prompt to tell you what to talk about when you're practicing speaking alone. A strong speaking prompt should not only provide a topic, but elicit a structured, detailed answer and encourage you to speak at length. It may ask you about your daily routine, family, and hobbies. And more advanced prompts may extend beyond these basic topics to more thought-provoking areas, academic, philosophical, or technical. You can design your prompts to reflect your interests and speaking goals, but the most important thing is to start speaking. 3 ways to choose a topic. Think of one for yourself. Pick a topic from my list of suggestions. See bonus resources at the end of the ebook. Or ask AI. See AI prompt in the bonus resources. Selecting random topics keeps our practice spontaneous. This is our speaking gym. You need to get in the reps, but you also need to shock your speaking muscles with surprises. Training with random topics keeps you thinking quickly and allows you the flexibility to talk about any subject at short notice. Step 2, plan your response. Now you have a question, you need to think of an answer. All real life speaking situations are different. You may be preparing to deliver a big presentation at work. With weeks to prepare, you know exactly what you're going to say and you've practiced the delivery of each line. Or you may be engaged in a Teams or Zoom meeting. You have valuable ideas to add to the conversation, but can't think of how to express yourself clearly. The moment passes, you remain silent, and the conversation moves on. Or at a bar with a potential romantic partner. You have to think on your feet while trying to impress your hot date, potentially speaking and dancing at the same time. Dancing tips not included. In all of these speaking situations, you'll need some smooth talking abilities. Smooth talking is all in the planning. You may have weeks or a split second, but you need to think of what to say. Without a plan, your ideas wander and meander. The ability to plan and structure your thoughts gives you confidence in your utterances and leads to the fluency you seek. I suggest 30 seconds for planning. Use the timer on your phone. This is long enough to generate some ideas and roughly outline a speaking plan. But by providing a time constraint, it prevents overthinking paralysis and ensures that your speech is spontaneous. Of course, in most situations, in most speaking situations, you won't have 30 seconds, but this is our speaking gym. You're in training. Once you become comfortable with the format, feel free to experiment by reducing that planning time. Now, how to plan? Without a plan, 2 minutes is a very long time. You may answer the question in the first 20 seconds and have nothing else to say, or try to stretch a short answer out over the course of 2 minutes, making the content thin and rambling. Now, how do you fill the time effectively with quality speaking? Well, I recommend the A-star method. A, answer. Start by directly answering the question in 1 sentence. Be concise. S, story. Share a short story or anecdote. T is for tense. Use past, present, and future. This encourages an interesting narrative and practice changing easily between the tenses. Atmosphere. A, use descriptive vocabulary to bring your story to life. Describe the sights, sounds, smells, textures, and tastes. And R is for reveal. End with something surprising, interesting, or personal. If you follow this framework, the problem won't be filling 2 minutes. It'll be squeezing everything you want to say into that time. Step 3, press record. Why can't I just talk to myself? Don't have to record it, do I? Press the big red button. This is the hard part. You're no longer talking to yourself in the shower or sharing your secrets with the dog. You're committing your words to the record, even if it's just on your phone. I'm weird, shy and introverted, but I like public speaking, and I've been publishing to YouTube for years, and even I find this exercise uncomfortable. The truth is, nobody has to listen to it. It's just for you if you don't want to share it. You can delete it, you can save it as a record to track your improvement, or you can publish it to a private YouTube channel. Audio or video. I encourage you to record video. You're primarily focused on your speaking skills, so audio is a good start, especially if you're nervous. But by recording video, you can capture, analyze, and improve additional non-verbal cues. Your posture, hand movements, facial expressions, mouth movements all combine to complete your communication. These non-verbal elements form a massive part of how your message is delivered, the confidence and authority of your speech. Don't worry about fancy cameras or lighting. Just prop up your phone in selfie mode and press record. Step 4, speak for 2 minutes. It's showtime. You have a topic, you have a plan, the camera's rolling, and nothing comes out. Don't worry, everybody struggles at first, myself included. As a native speaker, I wasn't preoccupied with the need to consider vocabulary choice and grammatical accuracy. Yet, I found myself tongue-tied and relying on excessive pauses and filler words. It's a challenge. The 2-minute monologue is a fantastic training tool, but clearly it isn't a natural situation, so nobody's practiced the format. For that reason, learners and native speakers alike struggle at first. Keep going. I encourage you to resist the urge to stop the camera and start again, or worse, give up altogether and go back to watching comprehensible input videos on YouTube. The best way to never master your speaking skills. Just pause, gather your thoughts, and continue. If you make a mistake, just keep going. You can come back to it later. Don't stop. More about mistakes in step 5. Now, complete the 2 minutes. Why 2 minutes? 2 minutes is the sweet spot. It gives you enough time to construct an engaging narrative and to include a range of grammatical structures, fancy vocabulary and pronunciation features. But it also provides a constraint. By limiting the time to 2 minutes, you're prevented from deviating from the topic. It forces you to be concise and intentional with your words. Aim to bring your monologue to a conclusion on time. Gamify. It's very satisfying when you finish your final idea at exactly 2 minutes on the clock. Embrace the suck. As our American friends say, it sucks. The 2-minute monologue is uncomfortable, but lean into this discomfort and accept it as the route to growth. You require this novelty or stress to turn on the learning circuits in our brains and create the conditions for change. Neural plasticity. According to neuroscientist and popular YouTuber Andrew Huberman, you can replicate the ability of babies and small children to form new neural connections by working through this frustration. Agitation and strain are the entry point to neuroplasticity. Andrew Huberman. Put simply, discomfort equals growth. I recently recorded myself doing the 2-minute solo speaking for a YouTube demonstration video. I picked my prompt, planned my answer, and started speaking. It was a disaster. Fumbled phrases, awkward silences, embarrassing errors. I considered another attempt, but I was becoming so frustrated that I knew the rest of the video would be ruined too. So I abandoned it. I thought my speaking was so bad that I wouldn't be able to use the video. I even tried re-recording it the next day. But when I reviewed the original footage, it wasn't as bad as I thought. I didn't need to use the re-recording, and I realised that it feels worse at the time of recording, in the heat of the moment. When you're tempted to stop and abandon the exercise, remember, keep going. It's not as bad as you think. Step 5, review and score. Practicing speaking alone is simple, but it isn't easy. It's an uncomfortable process, and you will be tempted to quit at every step of the way. If you repeat steps 1 to 4, you'll improve. But when you incorporate step 5 and repeat the process with intentionality, you unlock real value. One of the points of greatest resistance to solo speaking is correcting the mistakes. I don't have anybody to correct my mistakes. This is a great excuse. Everyone knows that you have to make mistakes to learn. But of course, if you don't know you're making mistakes, you can't correct them and improve on your next try. And you don't have a native speaking teacher sitting and taking notes for you. So why bother? Well, the temptation to employ this as an excuse to put the camera away and not record today will be great. Resist the temptation. The truth is that you are your own harshest critic, and you're perfectly positioned to correct your own mistakes. In the review and score stage, you use a structured approach to appraise your own work. You'll be surprised at how many mistakes you can find. When you watch your video, you'll hear errors. If I hadn't went, I live here since. She have 25 years. But you aren't just interested in faulty grammar. In fact, your speaking could be technically correct, and you'll still hear or see innumerable elements that could be better. Improvement points. What to listen for. Your improvement points could be: I didn't actually answer the question. I repeated the same words again and again. I used lots of filler words and sounds. I hate my accent. And that's just for starters. Now, you probably heard the claim that 93% of communication is non-verbal. That figure is almost always taken out of context, exaggerating the role of body language. Words do matter, but non-verbal cues like tone, pauses, and eye contact play a crucial role in how your message lands, which is why they need to be part of any speaking success plan. Your improvement points may include: my voice was too quiet, I was monotone, my intonation made me sound nervous. In addition to listening to our speech, you can also watch for improvement points. I was looking at the floor, I didn't move my hands, I looked miserable or scared. There's a lot going on. Use the scorecard to focus your review. See the bonus resources in the PDF. The scorecard will guide you through the review process. It'll help you to identify your strengths and weaknesses, highlight mistakes, and generate improvement points in 4 key areas: message, technical, that's grammar and vocab, pronunciation, style and delivery. The scorecard will help you see where you're doing well and develop. A list of errors. You can go and investigate the correct way to express a particular idea, or search for the translation of a particular word you wanted to say. By taking the time to address these errors or knowledge gaps, you continue to build your core language skills, and a list of improvement points relating directly to the speaking skill. When you repeat the solo speaking success framework, these points can be trained and developed in the bonus step. Bonus step. If you're self-critical like me, you'll generate an enormous list of things that you'd like to improve about your speaking. This is actually the easy bit. When you repeat the exercise, you can train and develop these items. Don't try and fix everything at once. Focus on one element. You might select reduce filler sounds. For the next week, repeat the exercise daily and focus on this single element. Of course, aim to make your answers coherent and grammatically correct, but focus on your ums and ahs. And when you feel the urge to pause, insert silence, refocus your thoughts and continue. Use artificial intelligence. At the time of writing, artificial intelligence is becoming more prevalent in all areas of learning and life. The machines are taking over the world. The power of these language modeling systems cannot be ignored, and resistance is futile. There is a real possibility that AI leads to the end of the world as we know it. But in the meantime, you should harness its power to hone your English speaking skills. You could generate a speech to text transcript of your speaking and paste this into AI. Correct my mistakes. It's even possible to have conversation practice with an avatar of your favorite YouTube English teachers. I don't dismiss the utility of this novel approach, but don't become lazy. Your brain will atrophy, a gradual decline in effectiveness through disuse. When learning a new skill, our mind is transformed. The mental heavy lifting cannot be delegated. I encourage you to learn to think fast, speak independently, and appraise your own work first. Then use AI for specific targeted questions to clear up any doubt or catch anything you missed. Bonus step, repeat. You can't do the solo speaking success steps once and expect transformative results. Results come from repeating the exercise consistently and with intentionality. You could drink a few double espressos and repeat the exercise 50 times back to back. This kind of intensity may give you a short-term boost ahead of an interview or an English exam, but it's unsustainable. Maximize your results over the long term by building a daily speaking habit into your routine. 2 minutes, once a day, every day. You can use repetition of solo speaking success for general improvement or to train specific weaknesses. Too many ums and ahs. Focus on eliminating filler words. Doing a death stare. Focus on smiling. Problems with conditionals? Incorporate a third conditional into your response. Limited vocabulary? Incorporate 5 new words into your response. These could be words you've discovered reading or randomly generated by AI. Gamify. This is fun. You may have to get very creative in the story section of your plan. Accountability. Well done. If you're still listening or reading, you are dedicated to improving your speaking skills. You know why speaking skills are important and you know how to improve. You have the system and the tools to practice your speaking skills on your own. You might even be inspired to give the speaking exercise a try. But will you keep it up? Will you develop a daily speaking habit? Will you get to see the benefits of confident communication in all areas of life? Most people struggle to keep it up. They know what to do, but they lack accountability. It's why people have personal trainers in the gym. You pay in advance You have an appointment, you turn up. If it's just you, it's easy to say, oh, it's getting late, I'll just miss today. Once you know what to do and how to lift the weights, the trainer's just there for encouragement and accountability. Stick to your plan, harness the power of accountability. Accountability hacks. Self-accountability. If you're disciplined, you can hold yourself to account. Try keeping a speaking diary or publish a daily video to a private YouTube channel. You can see the results of your effort, and it's a great archive of your progress over time. To build a streak. A streak lets you visualize your progress. Day 29 sounds much stronger than, oh, I've practiced for some days. Streak building also taps into your psychology. I'm a person with a daily speaking habit. Becomes your identity. And our natural loss of aversion bias means you definitely won't want to lose a big streak. Warning, building a streak can be fun, but a word of caution. Losing a streak can be catastrophic and result in the complete abandonment of your new habit. Inevitably, you will lose your streak. Life happens. It's okay. Just get back into it as soon as you can. Tell a friend. Tell a friend or family member that you're starting a new speaking challenge. You could agree to send the recording or a screenshot of the video, but even just a quick message to say speaking complete each day will be enough to keep you on track. Accountability partners. Find someone who's doing the same thing. Individually, we are weak, but when you have an accountability partner, you can hold each other to account. It's win-win. Declare in public. A public declaration can be a powerful way to build your daily speaking habit. Post to your socials. I'm doing the Solo Speaking Success Challenge. I'm dedicated to improving my English speaking skills, and for the next 30 days, I'll record myself speaking for 2 minutes. Grow in public. You could turn that private YouTube channel public. This is an advanced move, and it's not for everyone, but it could be rocket fuel for your motivation and accountability. You might even become an inspiration to others on their speaking journey. The ultimate level of accountability. You've seen how powerful self-accountability streaks and accountability partners can be, but there's one level that ties it all together: community. When you practice alongside others with the same goal, you don't just hold yourself accountable. The group helps you stay consistent, motivated, and inspired. You see others making progress, and that momentum pushes you forward too. That's why I built the Solo Speaking Success community and cohort. It's a place where you can share challenges, celebrate wins, and connect with people who actually understand the journey you're on. Daily prompts, live sessions, and shared accountability. Make sure you keep going even when your motivation dips. If you're ready to combine solo practice with real human connection, join us in the next cohort. Human connection. You now have the techniques to practice and perfect your speaking skills on your own. By developing your daily speaking habits and holding yourself to account, you can take back control of your progress. True independent learning. You don't need to talk to anyone or rely on teachers anymore. You can even harness the latest AI technology to catch any mistakes. Maybe you'll be able to hold a thought-provoking debate with yourself. You could take to the stage and deliver a captivating speech to your houseplants, or have a cozy conversation with your computer. That all sounds a bit sad. Surely there's more to speaking than this. In the classic film Home Alone 2, Kevin tells a story about how he once got a pair of rollerblades for Christmas. He loved them so much that he kept them in the box and never used them outside. When he finally tried them on, he'd already outgrown them. they were no good anymore. Your speaking skills and the skates are kind of the same thing. In the age of AI, real human connection becomes more important than ever. We crave community, and speaking is a skill to be shared. You can practice and polish your skills alone, but don't delay using your new abilities in real life. Seek interactions and genuine connections with real people. That's what speaking is for. So take your speaking skills out of the box. The world is waiting to hear you. Well done if you made it all the way through. It's getting dark and the mosquitoes are out, so I'm heading in, but there's some, oh, get off there you. There's some more bonus resources at the back of the PDF. If you click the link below, you can download the full thing and read it at your leisure and enjoy the bonus resources, which include a list of speaking prompts to get you going and the self-assessment, self-evaluation sheet to help you generate your own corrections